Yes, guys, welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi, and always I'm here to give you the updates and everything in regards to Arsenal. What is transpiring? The transfer window is moving very, very, very fast. It is already the 12th of January. We have not done any serious business, and many fans out there are getting frustrated. Trust me, it's getting boring. But I've not really come with an official update of Arsenal has signed someone, but still rumors and rumors and rumors. But one interesting story with one player that we've been linked with on a couple of occasions, however, non-officially, but he did come out and speak for himself. That is Bissouma. I'm going to be discussing him, the Malian international. What does he have to say? I'll also be discussing one player called Manor from Shakhtar Donetsk. He's been linked with us again, and it is believed that EDU loves the player, although Mikel Arteta has no interest in his services. So smash the like button, get your subscriptions in. The comments are very, very much appreciated as well. The like target, let's hit 500 likes. That would be massively appreciated. And of course, why not? Let's just get the party started. I'll start with Manor Solomon. He's been linked with Arsenal. He's a 21-year-old winger, right winger. He is interesting to watch. He plays with Shakhtar Donetsk in Israel. And not in Israel, in Ukraine, and he comes from Israel. That is the right version. And I said he's 21 years of age. I've seen him play not on so many occasions. He has some good statistics down in Ukraine, even in the Champions League when he was playing with Shakhtar Donetsk in the Champions League. He has some good statistics: 2 goals in 5 appearances this season, as well 2 goals in 5 appearances in the Champions League. Last season, he has engaged in 4 goals in 10 appearances in the Ukrainian League. This season, he is a good player. But like we have already said it, and I'll say it again. Arsenal has so many wingers right now. You don't expect us to, are we going to bin Pepe? It's not really that we are going to bin Pepe. Maybe if we are going to get rid of Willian, or something like that, that could actually make some sense. But with Willian, Pepe already at the club, and they do not look like they're players that are going to play tomorrow because their form is shit, and they're not really contributing anything to the club. They're getting high wages. And it looks like they do not have that resale value. They do not have that potential market value that any other club would want to take them up. So it looks like we are stuck with them, and that takes me to the fact that we cannot sign Solomon in the January transfer window because it is not our priority. A winger has never been our priority. Even in the summer, we never looked at wingers. They were not our priority. Our priority was a defender and a midfielder. We got a midfielder, we got a defender, and need came by that our priority in this January transfer window is another midfielder, and hopefully we are trying to sign that, according to Fabrizio Romano and other credible journalists like David Ornstein, The Athletic, and a couple of other journalists writing such pieces. They said that Arsenal is actually focusing on getting a midfielder, and it is not. Our focus is not actually getting a winger. So however much EDU might be interested, and however much reports claim that Arsenal is actually in love with this player, I don't see an opening for Manor Solomon in this January transfer window. That takes me to the main point, which is Bissouma. Now Bissouma came out and told a friend that he loves Arsenal. He wants to join Arsenal. If there is any Premier League side he wants to join, it's Arsenal. And he said he wouldn't join actually any other Premier League side. That is massive, isn't it? Very, very massive. I look at this story, and I'm not the first YouTuber to do it. If you want to see the other YouTuber that did it, I think check out Bavas 14. Yeah, check out Bavas 14. He did the same story, and it's quite very, very interesting. Very interesting as a story. You've been linked with this guy, and you don't know whether you can even win the race, because he's a highly quality, competitive talent. If Brighton want to sell him, there are going to be lots and lots of clubs with big money that would want Bissouma. He has this kind of play in the midfield similar to Thomas Partey. And trust me, Thomas Partey, Wilfred Ndidi, Yavis Bissouma, the players of that quality, you can count on you can count by your fingers. There are not so many players that have that quality, especially in terms of the midfield. And I would love him. I've always said Arsenal need someone to partner Thomas Partey. For me, it can be Yavis Bissouma. He is brilliant, magnificent. He is majestic. When he's playing that midfield, he is just that kind of player that you want to see day in, day out play for Arsenal. So he did come out and told his friend that he wants to play for Arsenal. He's desperate. Of course, some reports writing it that he's desperate to join to join Arsenal. Either in the January transfer window or in the summer. I'm going to discuss whether it is possible in January or in the summer. But there was also another report that came out yesterday. I'm sorry I didn't do this because I had to do the press conference of Mikel Arteta, so I couldn't do this. But there were reports that Arsenal had actually contacted Yavis Bissouma's agent, and of course I didn't really believe those stories. I really didn't believe, because I still think Arsenal will focus on getting a creative midfielder, instead of getting a CDM or a box-to-box or someone to partner Thomas Partey in January. I think that would be done in the summer. But that story was also there, and now it makes more sense, really, when someone says that Bissouma wants to join Arsenal, and then Arsenal contacted his agent. So you can see where the links actually come from, and you can see how the two parties or how the two storylines do link. But again, let's talk about now the possibility and the truth, because the truth is always bitter, but it has its own advantages, and it has its own facts. Truth is truth. So can we sign Yavis Bissouma in January? The answer is a little bit tricky and difficult. He signed for Brighton in 2019 from Lille Metropole at around £25 million. Now that makes him a little bit very expensive one in January, because they do not want to sell. The only way they can resist selling him is by increasing or escalating the price, which all of us think is something that is easy to predict, so they would do that. The other thing is, he has improved a lot ever since he's joined from Lille. He's Premier League proven now. He's played in Europe's or the world's best league. Make no mistake, the Premier League is the world's best league. So he's played in the world's best league, and he's proven to be that kind of player that is really reliable for Brighton. And I think he can be a player that plays at any level for any club. So that also makes him a little bit expensive and highly valuable. So if we ask ourselves the simple question, can we sign him in January? I think it won't happen. It won't happen. They're going to be looking at £50 million in January. 50 million. Yeah, just because they don't want to give you the player, they want to they want the price to act as a stumbling block. They're going to ask for lots and lots of money, and they still have hopes of staying in the league. They still have hopes of surviving relegation. And I told you, if Brighton look at surviving relegation, they have to keep their best talents: Tariq Lamptey, Neil Maupay, Solly March, Yavis Bissouma, and a couple of others. Yeah, they have to keep their best talent. You can see how good they were against Arsenal. They never had Solly March in the first half. They never had Neil Maupay in the first half, but they were brilliant. They were just majestic. They were ecstatic. Their performance was so organized. They were promising. If you look at them play on the pitch, you ask yourself, why are they even relegation threatened? But I think they're a little bit unfortunate. The results are not coming in thick and fast. They are not really scoring many goals. If they can sort that out in January, the goal scoring problem, probably Brighton would be a better side this season. But my concern is, can we get Bissouma in the summer? I think that is a little bit possible. One, you don't rule out the possibility that they will be relegated. I mean, this is a little bit being sadistic or negative. But of course, if they are relegated, then you can get Yavis Bissouma out of there at a simple cheaper price. We're talking about 30 million, okay, or 35 million, and I think he's a top quality player. 35 million is just a giveaway for Yavis Bissouma. But again, you think about, even if they're not relegated, they will need to cash in on some players in the summer, and of course they know that is the time when they can sell some players, and obviously Bissouma can move. So it might be in the summer, it might not actually be in the January transfer window. But the player says he would want to join Arsenal. He wants to join Arsenal. He loves Arsenal. He's a gooner. And, you know, look, that's this game. Arsenal played his side, Lille, and we failed to qualify for the Champions League, courtesy of Lille, and he was laughing. And you know, those pictures have actually come back to haunt him. Now you're saying you're a gooner, but you laughed at Arsenal and so on. But I think the fact is, if you're Lille, you know, that is professional duty. You are attached to Lille. You are attached to Brighton. If they beat us, you know, this season, and he laughs, I don't blame him. He is playing for Brighton. They're paying his bills. They're giving him wherever he has. They have made him the player he is. So it's a moment of joy beating Arsenal. It's a moment of joy winning a game. He doesn't owe anything to Arsenal. You know, we never made him the player he is. We never actually tried to bid for him. I mean, there is nothing Yavis Bissouma owes Arsenal. Absolutely nothing. So whether he laughed at us or he has never laughed at us, it doesn't make sense, and it remains that he's a quality player that lacks that we are lacking in that midfield. We get him, we are good to go. We don't get him, it is not his his loss, because I think even if he doesn't join he doesn't join Arsenal, there are so many clubs that are going to go for him. N'Golo Kante is overworked for the past 5 years, 6 years. He's been this kind of player that, you know, is running issues at Chelsea in the midfield. They need fresh legs. They're going to look at Bissouma. Manchester City, you know, Fernandinho, you know, he's not finished, but still overworked 5-6 years, you know, running things in the midfield of Manchester City. They will need fresh legs. Of course, I don't think Liverpool will go for Yavis Bissouma, but he's that kind of player that you know, Klopp will go for. If they sign Keita, they can go for Bissouma as a Keita, and I think they can actually go for him because Wijnaldum is 30, Henderson is old, and Keita is not working out, so they can go for him. And then, you know, I look at all the possible moves of Bissouma, they are endless. So he has never owed anything to Arsenal. He doesn't owe anything to Arsenal. He can laugh at us. Yeah. But anyway, that is it. The player wants to join Arsenal, and he did confirm that through his very close friend. And reports have it that we did contact his agent. Is it a deal for January? I still don't believe so.